Welcome back to round 4. This is Amulet Titan Karn, and we are currently 2-1, beat Blue White Control, and beat Is It Phoenix, losing to Neoform Nonsense, which is what I think we should start calling the deck. So let's hop right in. This is round number 3. This will be against Burn. I had to mulligan the first hand, that didn't do much. My second hand here doesn't do much either. I have no idea what I'm up against, and I'm just trying to set myself up to have, at this point, even a turn 4 Karn, but that's probably going to be too slow. Luckily, I'm drawing all my basic forests, and opponent casts Eidolon, which puts me in an awkward spot right here. If you notice, what I could have done is I could have pacted for Azusa, played Azusa, and then just dumped my hand with lands between the next 2 turns. The problem is Burn was probably going to kill Azusa, and I was probably going to be forced to block. The Eidolon would have actually dealt 4 damage to me just there, putting me at 12. And because I have to pay for the pact, I wouldn't actually be able to Karn the following turn. So it wouldn't actually speed up my Karn clock at all. So I went against that line. Opponent punches my face. I keep drawing lands, which I'm happy about. But I only draw more lands, and a Karn at that particular junction does absolutely nothing, so I concede. Let's go to the next game, where you can see I'll be bringing in Baloth and another Engineered Explosives, and I took out Bajuka Bog, I believe Ghost Quarter, and that was probably about it. Maybe I think I got 1 scout. Let's go to game 2. Okay, so I'm on the play. This is the safest game against Burn. I had to mulligan again. But I let off with a turn 1 scout. I know I'm going to be drawing a bounce land. Again, a little bit of a rough hand here. Didn't enjoy it. I ended up dropping an EE on 1 just to prep to start killing Goblin Guides and Swift Spears. In response to their Searing Blaze, I throw a bounce land in to try to progress my mana. I grab a worm coil off Karn, which I thought about it afterwards. I don't think I need. I think I should have grabbed something slightly different. But my line there, if we can go back a second, was I could have grabbed either Ballista or a Worm Coil. Either way, I couldn't cast Worm Coil till turn 4, when I'd be really wanting to cast Prime Time anyway, or the following turn, which I really want to cast Prime Time. Actually, turn 5. I'm going to cast Prime probably over Worm Coil anyways, unless I'm at a healthy life total. So what was I doing the following turn? The following turn I was definitely cracking this EE. So I probably should have grabbed Ballista in that spot because I already had a Prime in hand, and that way I could still do something with the rest of my mana. Opponent didn't kill Karn, so they're just trying to kill me. So luckily I was able to still draw that Ballista there. It was nice having Worm Coil in my hand as a threat to my opponent, but I think that's probably why they kept going face instead of trying to kill Karn. So I dropped a Ballista on 1 just to add an extra threat to the board, really primarily as a blocker, kind of like I used him in Is It Phoenix matchup, just try to gain some life. When the opponent attacks in, I'll blow up the Engineered Explosives. And they'll Boros Charm my face. I don't know why my opponent tapped out the way they did. They were just trying to get the light up the stage, which if we look, gives them a Skull Crack and a Goblin Guide. So I don't actually have enough time for Worm Coil to get there. So I just try to gain as much life as I can off of a Radiant Fountain and put blockers in play. I plus Karn. My opponent Goblin Guided and Skull Cracked because they wouldn't have had access to it if they waited a turn. And I just gain a bunch of life with Radiant Fountain and Vesuva before casting a Worm Coil engine and replaying the Vesuva on Radiant Fountain. At this point, I have a Prime in play, a Worm Coil in play, and this game is over. Now, game 3 against Burn. It's better to be lucky than good when Burn's on the draw and you're forced to mulligan. As you'll see here, I have to. So I mulligan that nonsense. I look at this hand, I mulligan that nonsense, which is 5 lands and Azusa, end up keeping a 4-land Amulet hand and bottoming. So I'm a little rough at the moment here. Opponent smashes smithereens my Amulet, which really puts me back. At this point, I'm heavily on my back foot, and they just double bolt my face, swing with Swift Spear, and I'm pretty close to dead here. So I end up stirrings, grabbing a County Garden, have to hope my opponent doesn't draw anything to kill me. They don't, so I'm okay. I draw an EE, drop it on 1, and rebuy the County Garden for a future blocker. I blow up the Engineered Explosives, and Pact for Baloth, putting myself in replay the County Garden. So I have a blocker, and I have a threat. At this point, I'm thinking, well, my opponent might have Deflecting Palm, but I don't have time to wait. So if they have Deflecting Palm, I'm dead. They didn't. I'm able to Karn. I grab the Worm Coil to cast next turn and replay the County Garden for more plants. Again, I don't know what's in my opponent's hand, but they're definitely waiting. They end up having some Spectacle cards that they were saving. And you can see here they have Smash the Smithereens and an Eidolon coming up. So, well, I should have paused earlier. So, knowing the Smash Smithereens was coming up, Worm Coil was not an option. Knowing the Eidolon was coming up means I really need to do something quick. Luckily, Karn was still in play, and I had plenty of mana. Karn. I had Karn, and still in play, so I ended up grabbing Mycosynth Lattice, cast Lattice, and my opponent cannot do anything for the rest of the game. This is a spot where Lattice, my opponent drawing Spectacle cards instead of burn spells. I think they drew up the Light Up the Stage, and then had to wait a turn before doing anything there. I think that being able to stay alive at 1 life and fading burn spells for 2 turns saved me there, but you can see that at 2 life against burn, you're probably not going to be winning the game. Karn saved me there. Karn into Lattice was a real boon. So that was round 4 against burn. I mulliganed heavily, and got a little bit of luck to make up for those heavy mulligans, and that carried through. All right, I will see you in the next one.